Hey guys, we just got back from our first tow with the new truck, and we're going through putting the video together, all that sort of stuff. Just thought I'd spend a little bit of time talking about some of the things that I noticed with having our first tow. What we are towing is my snowmobile trailer. It's an enclosed, like 26-foot box Vino snowmobile trailer. Not the heaviest thing in the world, but we're in the midst of winter here, so it's snowmobile season, and the fifth wheel's all wrapped up and put away and winterized. So this is what we had to tow for the first time, and these are our impressions. Hooking onto the trailer, really easy with the backup camera, which most trucks have now. It has all the directional stuff, and you can zoom in and out on the camera, lining up the hitch, which made it super easy, because right now here in Utah, everything's covered in snow, and on slopes and hillsides and all that, it's just way easier to have that camera. One thing I didn't like is this setup here. It's hard to get your chains up through it, so I went and bought these 9,500 pound shackles that should help, and they'll hold plenty if it has to resort to safety chains. After hooking on, notice that it really calmed down the rear end of the truck. I understand it's an F350, it's a 1-ton single rear wheel diesel truck, and it's meant to be used, so when it's not towing, it's going to ride rough. But it was pretty noticeable how much smoother the truck rode with the trailer hooked on. The trailer didn't cause any sway or anything like that. It handled really nice behind the truck. It shouldn't cause any problems because it's not a really heavyweight trailer. Probably towing about, 5,000-ish pounds, so not a huge load by any means for this truck. The tow haul mode on the truck worked great. Coming downhill, it held the trailer back just fine. I noticed pulling uphill, the shift points were a little bit different in tow haul, which is nice to, make that change. The truck accelerates really well with the load on it. I pulled over off the side of the road to adjust the camera, had to get going again on a hill, getting up to highway speeds about 55, 60 miles per hour, uphill, just to see how it did. So I'll insert that clip and I'll actually turn the volume up so you can hear the engine. It jumped right up to speed, not a problem. Nice and smooth. It wasn't herking and jerking as the transmission shifted. It just nice, smooth acceleration. The transmission held back really well coming downhill. It didn't take much input of the brake at all, and it held the trailer back. Even without the exhaust brake being used, it held back just fine. It wasn't enough really of a load to use the exhaust brake, so the transmission brake was plenty, which if anybody's had one of the older diesels from the early 2000s and an automatic transmission, you know how those transmissions didn't hold back at all. It's amazing how these new ones hold back in comparison. I think it may have held back a little bit better than our Dodge did. It'll be interesting to see when we get the fifth wheel on and start coming down a hill, how it does with the exhaust brake and the transmission brake on a real hill. Being the first tow on this truck, I thought I'd go through and look at some of the special towing features of the new truck that our old truck didn't have. On our old truck, we had a backup camera, but that's about it. This one has all sorts of special features. It is programmable, so it'll remember the trailer that you're hooked to. By doing this, you can program in whatever trailer, and it automatically sets the brakes to where you like them, because we all know that every trailer's brakes are different. So we'll be able to program Goldie in, and when I plug in, I'll be able to select Goldie, and it'll be all set up to go. Another thing that was really nice is it does a wiring check. When you plug it in, you can have it test to make sure all the wiring's working in the trailer, the lights, all that sort of stuff. I would not use this exclusively. Still go around, check your bulbs, all that sort of stuff. But this, it's kind of a fail-safe of checking that out, which is a nice little feature. It's not something, none of these features are anything that you have to have. People have towed for 40 years without all these extra features, and we're just fine. But since we have them, we're going to try them out, use them, just let you know what we think of them. The camera setups on the truck were really nice. When backing up, I could see down the sides of my trailer really well, and I could actually adjust the angles of my camera or choose it to go out farther on one side or the other, so that way I could see down the sides of my trailer really well when backing it in. It does have, they say it's a towing status feature, and it shows how level your truck is sitting. Another thing with the towing status is it shows you how much you're turning, the percentages of what you're turning, which is an interesting little feature. It has tire monitoring systems built in. If you buy the tire monitoring system, it'll tell you what your tire pressure on your trailer is. We don't have that system on our fifth wheel or on this snowmobile trailer, so maybe we'll have to get it, that way we can use it. It's just a nice extra little feature that doesn't hurt anything to have it. You might use it sometime. In the trailer settings, it has the ability to rename the trailer, reset the trailer distance, change reverse guidance sticker, add trailer reverse guidance, change brake type. There's a ton of features on here, and I haven't had a chance to go through all of them yet, but just extra little things that might help you out. Another thing is it has the connection checklist, which you can pick if you're hooking up to a tongue pull trailer, a fifth wheel trailer, or a gooseneck trailer. And it'll go through a little checklist for you of, did you latch the pin? Did you pull the chocks out? Did you check the lights? Just all of it. Did you plug it in? Did you hook up your safety chains? All those things. And I know we don't need that, but it's not bad to go through a little checklist when you're hooking on. That way you don't pull forward without having your hitch locked and, have the trailer fall off into the bed of the truck, or have, be dragging your chains down the road, or not be plugged in and not have your brake lights running. So these little checklists aren't an awful feature. It's something that could be pretty useful and maybe save you, some hassle or some worry. Overall impressions for the first tow, pretty much what I expected. It did really, really well. Very smooth, transmission worked great, lots and lots of power. It towed just fine. I'm interested to see how it does when we get the fifth wheel behind it this spring and summer, and we'll keep you updated on how that does. If you have any questions or comments or anything like that, ask them below. Thanks for watching, and enjoy your weekend.